never know when this thing actually kicks in. So I'm starting on 1,000. Because why not? I think we're live. This is how it always goes. I'm looking over at Dennis over here now. He said he's gonna pull up the broadcast. So I got it on my iPad so I can kind of watch myself. And it's actually on my TV over there. There's so much happening. There's so much happening. But can you hear me? Can you not hear me? Is there sound? Is there not sound? Are we live? Are we not live? Let me know in the chat if there's anyone in the chat. So here's the thing. If you are listening. Oh, I hear myself. I don't see myself, but that's all right. I think we're live. This is how it always goes. Okay, so here's the thing about going live at 8 o'clock on a Saturday. I thought that this would be like the super primo spot of the night because going live at 11 o'clock in the morning. First of all, I've got the kids to juggle. Second of all, this is weird seeing so many different streams going all out at the same time. But anyway, I've got the kids to juggle. I've got life happening, and it was easier to just have the stream on and watch throughout the day than to actually be live. But I thought 8 o'clock would be the perfect time for me to go live and be a part of the Train-A-Thon. However, we've also got to compete with GVO. A little plug for GVO. That's just how it goes. There's only 7 days in a week, and everybody wants to go live when they want to go live. So, yeah. Shout out to GVO. He's doing his usual kit build thing and all of that fun stuff. But you know what? He can take a hit in the ratings for 1 week while we deal with this awesome cause. This GoFundMe for little baby Novalia. I mean, she's probably not a baby anymore. She's getting big fast. I know how that works. I still call my kids babies, and then they complain at me. And I'm a big boy. I'm a big girl. I'll be like, whoa, sorry. All right, so tonight we are going to be promoting the GoFundMe page for Novalia. So there's two things that I want to do real quick before I go super far. There's two links that I want you guys to be aware of. I'm going to copy this one. And I'm going to paste it here. And hit go. Okay, so this, and I'm going to pin the GoFundMe page. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pin the GoFundMe page at the top, but I'm also going to keep this auction coming into the chat throughout the night because there's two things we're going to be doing. We're going to be raising money through the GoFundMe page for Novalia, who was recently orphaned tragically not that long ago, I guess. Hey, Dennis? I'm looking over at you like you're still on my iPad, but you're not. But also, I'm going to be auctioning off this car. I can't see myself. I'm going to be auctioning off this hopper car. This is an HO scale Atlas CSX hopper car. I'm going to do my full shebang. Graffiti, weathering, the works. And we're going to auction that off. It's a silent auction that I linked in the chat on my channel. It's not linked here, but we can do that. Let me do that. Little bit of housekeeping. So let me find it. And then you guys can check it out over there as well. All of the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds from the auction are going to go towards the GoFundMe. That's kind of my little contribution. So let me just find that link here. It's only 3 hours left in the auction. I'm hoping that we can get some bidding going on tonight. If not, then I'll probably end up putting it on my Etsy store for sale, and then just whoever buys it, I'll just put the proceeds in to the GoFundMe. Dennis, if you can let me know in the chat as well, how long you're going to keep the GoFundMe going. Because obviously, like, if somebody wants to donate tonight, but they just don't have the funds, that would be super cool. Oh, Dennis says he's going to do it. N-Scale Train Boy. Give it up for N-Scale Train Boy, you guys. He has basically been live the whole day. And whether he's live or Eddie or Lily or anybody else is live, he's been re-streaming to the Model Train People YouTube channel. And that takes a lot of work. He's been at it since 8 a.m. this morning. And that's 12 hours already. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got the auction site there. We got the GoFundMe will be live for another week. Okay, cool. And, yeah. So we're going to sell the car. Whether we auction it or it goes on my Etsy or what have you. It will happen, and that will be that. So I guess without further ado... That link doesn't work? Let me see. Hang on. Does it work on my end? Yeah, it works on my end. You might not have the entire link, Dennis. Oh, yeah. It's cut off. I think you were grabbing it from the description of my video, and for some reason it was cutting off. Is that it there? Let's try it. Yay, there we go. Okay, so bidding starts at $100 US. Now, just to give you guys perspective, I know you're probably thinking, oh, it's just an Atlas hopper car. Why would it be $100? But if you don't know what I do graffiti on it, and I do weathering and the whole works, and so obviously it's worth more than, like, what would it be worth new? Like 30, 40 bucks? It's worth a little bit more, you know? And maybe we'll get some friendly competition, friendly outbidding going on, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. I was joking because when you set up the auction, there's a feature where you can hit buy now, and then you just put a price. And at the time, the GoFundMe didn't have any donations yet, and I was like, I could just put it at 1,000. See if anybody really wants it. All right, so let's do some graffiti, shall we? Hang on. Come on. There we go. All right. This is what we all came here for, isn't it? Let's do some graffiti. And I know that a lot of people in the Model Train People Discord are N-Scale, but at the end of the day, this is a car that I was wanting to give away, and it felt like it was the perfect car for the cause. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, I don't expect to see any like 2 a.m. live streams from you in the near future, Dennis. That always shocks me. I'm like ready to go to bed. And it's like, hey, N-Scale Train Boy's live doing some weathering. It's like, all right, well, but I guess I better at least say hi. Okay, this needs to plug in. I'm wondering if one of my kids got me a power bar for Father's Day, because this, you can't see it, but it's like a full-on rat's nest beside me on this desk. Everything works, but man, is it ever a mess. Okay. Where's my tape? Oh, I'm using it as a tripod. Baby food jars. If you guys don't know me by now, this is what the first few minutes of my streams always sound like. It's usually just a blank car and just a bunch of commotion happening off camera. But that's just a little bit of me. How many of you guys have never seen They Make It Like That? If you don't know me, my name is Tim. And I make it like that. I got into the hobby about 15 or 16 years ago, and I really loved the, I love trains. I love trains, planes, automobiles, all that fun stuff. And, I always wondered where the graffiti was. I always wondered, how come when you see all these amazing and brilliant model railroad displays, you don't see any graffiti? And so I thought, there's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way. So I told my brother. He was the one who got me into the hobby. He's big into model trains as well. And he's like, okay, well, here's some like Tycos or whatever, some junk. Just try it out. And so I tried it out. And next thing you know, he showed some more people in the club that he was in, and they started giving me some cars. And 15 years later, here we are. And yeah, this is kind of what I do. This is paused. Why is that paused? There we go. I want to be able to still see the chat, but I'm looking to see. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Dennis is writing a bunch of stuff. The GoFundMe will be live for another week. It's been a long day. Also, fun fact, the GoFundMe is currently just over halfway our goal, so you can make a big difference to push us towards that point between the car and any other donations you guys can give. Y'all can give. I feel wrong saying y'all because I'm Canadian, but alright. Any other donations y'all can give. Nothing expected, everything appreciated. I like that. That's a nice little slogan. I was a student of architecture. I'm used to late nights. That's cool, man. That's really cool. I've always loved architecture. I mean, case in point. But I never really, obviously never pursued it, but I just think it's really cool. I've always loved architecture models and things like that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to switch back over to this. I want to do something that is on theme for the day, but also not so specific. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. I'm going to put Nova on the side of this car. I was thinking I would put Novalia. However, if someone buys this and they're not Novalia's uncle or cousin or grandfather or whoever, then perhaps they might wonder who Novalia is. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe that's wrong to think that way. I don't know, but I just think Nova could be, you know, like Supernova, or it could be a Chevy Nova, or it's just a cool name. I don't know. You tell me. And then the other thing too, if you're watching this and you plan on bidding on this, put out some suggestions and be like, yo, I'm gonna buy this, so just do it like this. Let's zoom this in actually. Hang on to your belly buttons. There we go. There we go. In focus. I will say this though, I really enjoyed having something to watch all day. I didn't have to choose what I was gonna watch. It was like, hey, time for a bit of screen time. Let's just check in on the live. It's pretty great. How many people? We got 6 people here. I've never had to watch 3 streams before. We got 4 people on one side, 6 people on the other. All right, all right. Everybody else is probably watching Chris. That's all right. He said he's not going to be super late tonight, so probably we'll get his crowd in about an hour or so. What's our goal looking like now? Where are we at? $530. Okay, so that I like that. We're at $530. That's more than halfway, and it's 8 o'clock, which is the halfway mark. So we're just about on track. Just about on track. I've said it before. I said it in my video that I did promoting this this day, that this hobby is the best hobby, point blank. And it's really cool to see everybody kind of band together and just show support. Matt's here. What's up, Matt? Like, it's crazy to see just such a simple common interest like trains. And I mean, we saw Lily today. I didn't catch 100% what Lily was saying because I was working in the garage and had my TV in the background just playing the stream. But Lily was doing some like computer programming or something like that. I don't even know. But it was train related, and it was in support of the cause. And then we had Eddie earlier working on a T-track module. We had of course Dennis doing his thing, making railbox cars look dumpy, which I love, by the way. Like, your work is top tier. I always put more emphasis on the graffiti side of things than the weathering, but you really just dial in on the weathering, and it's so cool. I love seeing that. So we got Matt M on my stream, and we got Matt Castle on the Train People stream. So I said hi to Matt. I said hi to Matt on my stream, and then I got a response from Matt Castle. But what's up, guys? Both of you, both Matts, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this awesome cause. And if you guys can do us all a favor, the very least you can do, if it's not donating anything, the very least that you can do is share this stream, whichever one. If it's the Model Train People or my stream, just share it. Share it on Instagram, share it on Facebook, share it on MySpace. If anyone has a family group chat on WhatsApp or something, just share it. Send it to your grandma, send it to your dog. Just send it. Just send it. The more people that can see this, the more likely we will hit our goal, which is kind of where we're at. I mean, if everybody, I mean, come on. Think of the last thing that you spent 20 bucks on, and you're just like, it's only 20 bucks, whatever. And think about whether or not that changed somebody's life. And if everybody did that tonight, we would hit our goal. I mean, $1,000 is not a huge number. I mean, it's big for one person. But if we go live for 24 hours, there's no reason why we can't hit $1,000 bucks. That's all I gotta say about that. That's all I gotta say about that. We got some new people in the chat. That's awesome. Kyle's here. Trackside Mike is here. Curly Express is here. Dwight, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the Train-A-Thon. We're doing some graffiti, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm loving how the pencil looks, to be honest. But we're gonna dive right in. Why not? We are gonna dive in. My YouTube app decided to update on my iPad. Okay, let's find the train people again. Model Train People. Model Train People is live. I'm gonna do, it's HO scale. I can do some actual painting instead of all paint marker. I've been using paint markers so much lately because of Oceanwide. Let's actually do some paint. Oh, that scared the bejeebers out of me. Big ol' spider. Guess that's the beauty of working in your garage, eh? That'll do. So, I'm feeling inspired because I don't know if you can see this guitar. I do guitar repairs on the side, and that guitar is my next culprit. And I just like the color, so we're gonna use the same color. Why not? Just a little bit of that. Maybe a little bit more, 2 drops. Thanks, man. Dennis says it looks great so far. You're the man. So just so you guys know, if you're new here, if you just arrived, you're just joining us, I'm going to be auctioning off this HO scale car, and 100% of the proceeds are going to be going towards the GoFundMe page. 100%. That means any fees for the payment online or any of that, I'll just take care of that. Like if they take a chunk, I'll just reimburse it back into the fund. The shipping's on me. You guys Just buy the car, don't worry about it, and we'll get it out to you. And then all of the proceeds are going to go towards the GoFundMe page. So if you're thinking you want to donate, but you also want a fun little receipt, your charitable donation receipt, then there it is. There it is. Let's get a paintbrush. Preferably one that's not junk. That'll work. So I'm talking to you guys over on the Train People stream real quick. How many of you guys have never seen They Make It Like That? Just wave your hand. And I probably can't see you wave your hand, so just let me know in the chat. That goes for you guys watching on my channel as well, but I'm pretty sure everybody watching on my channel has seen my channel before. It's weird. I've never had my stream going on my TV in the garage at the same time that I'm streaming. So it's weird to be working on the car and then looking up and seeing the same car getting painted. It's like, hey, that guy's doing the same thing as me. Super cool. Jackie, I don't think you could have ever been any more late than you are, because we've been at it since 8 a.m. I'm kidding, of course. It's all good. You're here, and that's all that matters. Okay, now I need another color. I hope a spider doesn't jump out at me. Okay, come on. That kind of freaked me out a little bit. I reach into my paints and a giant spider comes jumping out. Not a fan. Jackie says, hi from the car show relatives. Hi, car show relatives. Shaking paint and drinking coffee is a dangerous game if you do it at the same time. I don't advise that. Okay, this is a new pink. Let's see how it looks. Really been into the pink and blue look. It's been a lot of fun. Maybe it's a little played, I don't know, but I like it. What's up, Eddie? Welcome to the live. Well, welcome back. Eddie, I never actually got a chance to check back in and see how your T-Track module is coming along. Is that what you're going to work on later tonight? So if you guys don't know Eddie, he was live earlier today, and he's going to be live again after me. So I'm going to finish up around 11 tonight. I don't know how strict you guys are with your time slots, but I'm going to finish up around 11 tonight. And then it's going to get handed back over to Eddie. And I think by that point, Dennis is probably going to be taking a nap, because he'll be I don't know about you, but if it were me, I'd be sleeping. My goodness, dude. You're crushing it today, man. At it since probably much before 8 a.m. getting things all set up and ready to go. Plus, you've been planning this thing all week. And, yeah. Good job, dude. This is a great thing you're doing. And, one day, I mean, Novalia, like you said, is quite young. One day, you can share this story with her. And then the beautiful part about the whole thing, it's gonna be online. I mean, unless YouTube is dead by the time she's old enough to care. It's gonna be online, and she can just check it out. Like, she can look at all the people that rallied together to help her out, you know. Yeah, and Eddie, like you said, Eddie is the one who started the Model Train People Discord. He's the OG. But no, I was just giving credit to Dennis because what he's doing for his little baby cousin and his family is remarkable. But yeah, no, Eddie's a cool dude. I actually have a couple cars for Eddie to finish up. We'll get on that soon. Don't you worry about it, man. Kevin is here. Hello, Kevin. Welcome to the Train-A-Thon. Alright, so let's let that dry. I'm gonna actually... Eddie says, I hope he's asleep now. Yeah, so if you guys are just joining me, sorry, I'm away from the mic for a second. But if you guys are just joining me, where can I plug this in? That's not gonna kill everything else. The beauty of working in my garage is it only has one outlet. Actually, no, I added a second one. There we go. Let's get my compressor because I want to dry this with my air. What was I saying? Shoot, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so for those of you just joining me, I'm on 2 streams right now. I'm on my stream. I'm pointing to the screen that has it, which is also where the camera is. I'm on my stream, and I'm also on the Train People, who are rebroadcasting this because that's where the 24 hours has been happening. So if you want to go back and watch everything that you've missed, or if you want to just carry on with us for the rest of the 24 hours, we're going until 8 a.m., just go check out the Train People. And, yeah, it's at ModelTrainPeople on YouTube. So just type in at ModelTrainPeople, all one word, and boom, there it is. Also, it's linked in the description of my most recent video, and I think actually this stream, if you're watching on my channel. But, yeah, so we are raising money for Novalia, who's one of our members' cousin, was recently orphaned. And so we are raising money for a college fund for her, so that when she's old enough, she can have some money for her college. And I'm trapped behind a camera. But our goal for the day is $1,000. We've been at it since 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Toronto time, New York time. And we're going until 8 a.m. tomorrow. Sweden says it is 2:39 a.m. Wow, you're up late. What's going on, buddy? Glad you could join us. If you're interested, we're doing the GoFundMe, but also I am going to be auctioning this car off. This is an HO scale CSX hopper car. I'm doing graffiti, weathering, the whole 9 yards, and we're going to auction it off, and 100% of the proceeds are going back into the GoFundMe page. So I'm not trying to take away from the GoFundMe page, I'm just trying to provide a fun way to donate. You can just buy the car, and yeah, go from there. So let me actually check on that. How are we doing? Still got no bids? No bids? Nobody wants to bid? Let me know if you think I need to lower my my opening bid. Right now it's at $100 US. But let me know if you think I need to lower that. I'm a pretty terrible auctioneer. It's like, I could lower it if you want. You guys are expecting 15, 10. No, I'm not doing that. Not gonna do it. It's more of a silent auction. Why do they have to do that? Why do they have to, like, speak Klingon in between numbers? Like, just say words. Like, hey, anyone want to buy this? You want to buy this? 10 bucks? Come on, 10 bucks. 15, 20. Instead, it's 15, 20. My dog thinks I'm nuts. This is what I do when I wait for paint to dry, in case you guys were wondering. This is what I do. Okay, so can I share a sad story with you guys? It's actually really funny. It's really funny, but it's also really sad. So, oh, hang on. What is happening over there? Oh, that's what that is. Sorry, I'm trying to do 15 things at the same time. Okay, so let me do this so that I can feel important like Dennis. He's all like, ooh, look at me, I'm split screen. Yeah. So anyway, funny story. That's what I was going to tell you. I have been raving about the calligraphy pen. The calligraphy pen has been such a major addition to my arsenal of graffiti tools. But the other day, I noticed that the tip of my of my calligraphy pen was getting a little bit sad, and I needed to clean it. And so I thought, let me just dip it in a bit of acetone for a little bit, kind of break down the paint, and then I'll take it out, wipe it out with like a toothbrush or something, and we'll go from there. Got sidetracked. Oh, sorry. Sweden, if you want, you can follow... Here, I'll copy and paste it again. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pin it. I'll pin the message. There we go. So that's where my auction is, and then the GoFundMe itself is linked in the description of this stream, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. If it's not there, then I'll put it there. But yeah, this pinned message, and I'll put it down here again as well so you can see it. That's where you would make your bid. But anyway, yeah, so anyway, life happened, and I got sidetracked, and I think I had to go deal with a kid or a dog or something. And, I left my calligraphy pen in the acetone. Do I have it here? Look at this. Look at this. Where, hang on. I need to... There, look at this. That's the calligraphy pen. It is a puddle. It is a puddle of black sludge. The handle is plastic, right? And so it just completely disintegrated into a chunk of goo. So, I need to get a new calligraphy pen. That is not how I wanted things to go, but they did. And so that's what we're dealing with here. No calligraphy pen for me tonight. Sorry, 1 second. I got a message. Oh, sick. Okay. Let me do this. 2 seconds, guys. I've never officially done 2 streams at once before. There's a lot of moving parts. There we go. Let me grab this, download it, go back to here, and then I'm going to add an image. I'm gonna call it that. Gonna go here. Sorry guys, 2 seconds. Alright, so now I'm super fancy because right when the beat dropped, there it is. QR code. That's the GoFundMe. If you want to donate to the GoFundMe, you can do that there. And then the pinned comment in my chat is for the auction for this car. Alright, so let's carry on with what we were doing. Yeah, honestly, Dennis, I don't envy you on that front. Bouncing back and forth. And I noticed, too, that the stream had to change a couple times, it seemed like. It probably, like, dropped and then had to get picked back up or whatever. I don't even know. I know you can go live for more than a few hours, because there are channels that are just literally live 24/7. Oh, I just realized you guys can't really see what I'm doing. So let me zoom that in and then darken it a little bit. Can you guys see that okay? I gotta replace this one light. I don't use it when I film my videos, but when I stream I have to because my webcam is not the best camera sensor. So we're gonna do that. The nice thing is, the Model Train People YouTube channel has only ever had a few shorts, but now it's really got some content. If you're going for watch time hours, there's your watch time. Jeez. Yeah, that's my compressor. I'm just using my airbrush to dry paint. I don't have any paint in the cup. I'm just using it for air. Is it really loud on your end? I know it's not the loudest compressor in the world, but it is louder than not a compressor. If that makes any sense. Sometimes I say things and they make sense coming out of my head, out of my face. Definitely miss having my calligraphy pen right now. But I'll get one back for my next couple things I gotta work on. Got some commissions I gotta finish up. Some dumpster orders I gotta finish up. And then there's the ever-present stocking the Etsy store. Sorry, everyone. I was trying something. How does the Etsy store work? Etsy is basically just like a... I don't know. It's an online store, but it's a platform that takes all of the work, like does all of the work for you. So you don't have to have a website that has e-commerce. You can just have an Etsy store, and they take care of all of the payment processing and everything like that. they take a cut, obviously, but you just post. They have a search algorithm for if anybody's on the platform looking for anything and they stumble across your ads, like they stumble across your page or whatever you have for sale, and then if they buy it, then they take a cut. If someone buys it, then Etsy takes a cut, is what I'm saying. Some people don't really like that because they don't want to give up so much of a cut, but honestly, my thing is, if I have to give a percentage of my sale to the platform that I'm selling on in exchange for not really having to keep up with a storefront and keep up with running ads and making sure people get to my store and all of that, then that's worth it to me, honestly. As I'm not a web designer, I'm not a web developer, I'm not a marketer. I paint cars and then I post them, and if they sell, then great, and if they don't, well then maybe they'll sell at the next train show that I go to. That's kind of the way I look at it. And things have been going pretty good. Can't really argue. I've sold more stuff on Etsy than I've sold not having Etsy. Because, I mean, if I just sit here in my garage and say, hey, anyone want to buy train cars? You're not going to hear me. So at least Etsy is making sure people hear me. If you mark an item, sorry, honestly, I'm not quite sure what you mean, bud. If you mark an item that is not... I get a notification if someone favorites an item. That happens quite often, actually, if people favorite your shop or they favorite an item that you have for sale. It's basically just them bookmarking it so that they can check it out later. So I get a notification when that happens. Okay, so I don't have a calligraphy pen right now, but I still have the inks. I'm going to use a toothpick. Just for the thicker stuff, not for any fine lines or anything like that. But let's see how this works. If nobody experimented, we'd still be living in a shack in the forest with horses. Yeah, that'll do. Probably a little slower, but at least it gets the job done. Oh, random YouTube ad on my TV. That's weird. Sorry, give me 30 seconds. My TV decided it didn't want to be playing the stream anymore. And Dennis, thanks, man. But listen, dude, go take a nap. We've got this. There we go. It's like streamception out here. Alright, man. Listen, guys, if you are not subscribed to N-Scale Train Boy, you gotta do that. He's been slaving over this stream all day, and he deserves it just for that alone. But I mean, if you want more reasons, his work is phenomenal. So obviously a calligraphy pen would be better than this, but this ink is phenomenal. It's so black. That's why I love using it. You get like the truest, richest black using ink. Thing about a Sharpie, like a black Sharpie, it always, I don't know if you've noticed, but it always comes out a little bit purple. And we're not trying to do purple here. We're trying to do black. Anyone have any suggestions for what I should do on the other side of this car? If you're interested, let me know in the chat. Oh, that's super cool, man. Yeah, you could sell your STLs on Etsy for sure. A lot of people do sell STLs on Etsy. In fact, digital products are probably one of the easiest things to sell on Etsy because there's no post-processing. You just put it up there, and then when it sells, people get it. The only thing you'd have to do, and you could set this up to happen automatically too, is you have to pay to renew the ad when it expires. I think it's 90 days. And then the renewal is 20 cents. Okay, so let's let that dry, i.e. airbrush. You're saying that you want me to do a picture of the little girl on the other side. That's ambitious. I'm sorry. I don't want my first graffiti portrait to be on something so high stakes. I've got to practice first. It's been a long time since I've done a portrait, and I've definitely never done one graffiti style. That's really hard to see on camera, but I added some subtle color variation to the blue side. Okay, coffee's done. What's next? Bubbly. Gotta stay lubricated. You guys still with me? We're just kind of in the zone doing some graffiti. All right, Matt. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Is this your first time seeing my work? I don't recognize your name from being in the chats on my channel. There we go. That's starting to look like something. Oh, that's cool, Matt. Glad to have you here. I'm messing with Chris in his live. It's fun times. Thanks, Matt. Have I seen you on Reddit? I mean, I try to keep up with everything that's going on Reddit, but there's so many people posting so much stuff. Oh, so you don't sell your STLs, but you could, man. Honestly, people would pay for that. But I wonder if you'd have an NDA or a non-compete with Shapeways. Shapeways is a pretty big company. Having like 4 conversations at once here. Okay, so I think that that's one side done. Let's zoom out so you guys can see it a little better. I'll add a couple tags. But that's one side done, and we're at 9:30. So we got one more hour and a half to go to finish the other side and weather it, and then find a buyer for this hopper car. Let's see where we're at. Any bids so far? Any bids? Any bidders? Any bidders? Any bidders? Anyone? No bids so far. Okay. Come on, people. Come on, people. Starting the bidding on this car at $100 US, which is a fantastic deal if you think about it. Yeah. You're getting the graffiti, the weathering, the car itself. It's a brand spanking new car. It's a good quality car. And you're helping out a cause. An excellent cause, I might add. Let me get a little scrap of paper to put this on so I don't smudge the paint. Russ, what's up, buddy? What is happening? We got Russ from Russ's Rockin' O&HO Trains and Stuff. Welcome. We are auctioning off an HO scale CSX hopper car. And all of the proceeds are going towards a GoFundMe for little baby Novalia, who was recently orphaned, and we are going to be starting up a college fund for her. Just throwing that out there, in case you didn't already know that, Russ. Some tags. So, yeah, oh, sorry, it's on this side of the screen. There's a little QR code over there. That's for the GoFundMe page, and then the pinned comment in my chat on my stream. If you're watching on ModelTrainPeople, then it's not linked there. But there's a link for the auction for this car. You can auction it off, and that'll be great. Like I said, all the proceeds are going to go towards the GoFundMe page. And that'll be nice. Sorry. a life quote for the other side. It's funny because Dennis might know like a nice catchphrase or something, because he was obviously it's his cousin, so he might already know. But I told him to go take a nap because he's been at this since 8 a.m. Well over 12 hours of streaming and monitoring the stream and making sure everything's going good on the stream and all of that stuff. And so I told him he's got to go take a nap because this is a bit ridiculous. But we got Eddie here. You're here, right, Eddie? Eddie. You good, man? I'm looking at whatever stream the person is on. That doesn't help you guys at all. If only you guys could see what my desk looks like right now. It's so crazy. So I am streaming. So I've got my streaming set up here. I've got my chat from my channel here. I've got my iPad with the chat from the ModelTrainPeople stream. And then on my phone, I'm casually watching Go Via or Go Home because he's live. And then over in the back, I've got my TV that also is playing the stream because it's been playing the 24-hour stream all day. But yeah, here we are. We got a blank car. What are we going to do? Let me see if there's any inspiration on the GoFundMe. Let me look at it on here. Alrighty, we're at $600, guys. That means since I started going live, we've already raised another $70. Good job, guys. Thank you guys so much for doing that. It's a big deal. Honestly, that means we're $400 away from our goal. $400 away. Take a new camera and show us. Bro, I'm gonna break the internet if I do that, but let me see. Okay, hang on. Where is my camera? Where did it go? Webcam 3. There it is. You guys ready for this? Come on. Have I done Kilroy on my Oceanwide Plaza yet? I haven't. I want to do Kilroy and I want to do Shoestring. I haven't done Shoestring yet. But that's my plan, to definitely do Shoestring. There we go. Okay. Alright, so let me go widescreen. And then I'm gonna zoom this back. Ugh. If I even have enough cord on this camera. Okay, so you guys are gonna like explode if you see this. Ready? So this is my desk. I never put anything away. And then I got my iPad, which is showing this stream. I've got my phone showing Chris. Hi, Chris. And then at the back, hang on. At the back, can you even see it? Back behind, let me move this out of the way. Back past this light is my TV. And there's my stream up there on the TV. So there you go. That's how the sausage is made. Now you guys know all my secrets. All right. So now, whoops, I'm still, there we go. Yeah. So now I'm still trying to see what I'm going to do on this side. I was looking at the GoFundMe to see if there was anything that jumped out at me, any kind of inspiration. Hang on a second. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. And it's gonna be pretty sweet. Where's the hair dryer? The hair dryer is actually here. It's hanging off the side of my table, but I've been using my airbrush more. I prefer my hairbrush, or sorry, my airbrush over the hair dryer. Oh my goodness. I can't talk today. A jumping dolphin. You really want me to draw something rather than words. I gotta practice my characters. People have been asking me to do graffiti characters, and I just haven't done it in so long. Like, I haven't done art in a long time, aside from just, like, doing graffiti and stuff. But I haven't done, like, drawing in a long time. I used to do a lot of pencil sketching, and actually even drew tattoos for a while. I didn't do the tattoos, but I drew them for people. But yeah, I gotta get back into doing characters and stuff, because characters, like graffiti style characters, are really cool. But I forget what I'm even looking for here. Hang on a second. Sorry. There. That's what I want. Okay. For this one, I want to actually tape off the road number. No, I'm not gonna do that. Let me just carry on. We're just gonna carry on. Should zoom back in so you guys can see what I'm doing again. You got it, Matt. You got it. Matt gets a prize. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't realize I was off camera just there. So Chris is just ending his stream right now. And he was just saying, he's like, I think Tim's live right now. So I'm just in the chat like, yep, I'm live. Get on over here. So we should be getting a few more people in the chat. Hopefully soon. Alright, so Chris is done. Let's watch the people roll in. Let's just give them the welcome wagon when they come in here. Like, what took you guys so long? Holy. There we go. Randy's here. Randy says I'm competing against the Stanley Cup final. Well, you know what? You know what? I didn't realize that. Would it help if I put the Stanley Cup final on? No, I'm not going to do that. I got flagged the last time I tried to put hockey on. I wondered. I'm like, I know Chris is live, but still, I've only got like 7 people. Normally when I do Third Rail Thursday, I have at least like 20 people. But, oh well. It is what it is. The people that are here, and that's great. Where are we at now? Still at $600, guys. Come on, $400 more. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button. That would be cool. Okay, so real taggers, they have gotten wise to the fact that railroad companies will paint over work that's covering reporting marks. So if they want their stuff to last, because that's what I was going to say, railroad companies will leave it, or tend to leave it, if it's not covering anything important. Because why bother? It's just going to get it's going to get graffitied again anyway if they repaint the car. So if it can stay, they'll just leave it. So graffiti artists have gotten wise to that, and they will actually avoid railroad markings. For me, when I do graffiti on these cars, I don't try to avoid any marks like this. Anything like these little markings down in here. I'm not worried about any of that. For me, because in a model railroading world, I know that people like to have the road number if they want to do operations. So, in the real world, do they try to avoid some of these markings? Maybe. But for what I'm doing, I just cover right over it. And then I'll if I'm gonna cover over here, I'll tape off the road numbers. Sometimes I'll tape them off anyway so that it looks like they've been freshly repainted or something. But for this, I'm just going to avoid them. I'm going to do one on each side with some tagging, and that'll be that. Any bids? Any bids? Any bids? Still no bids, people. You can bid on this car. This car is up for auction right now as we speak. You can buy it. There's no competition as of right now. If you start the bidding at $100 US, you could own this. And there's the other side of it if you're just joining me. And, sorry. There's the other side of it if you're just joining. And 100% of the proceeds are going to go towards the GoFundMe page. Eddie says, when was the last time a Canadian team won the cup? Oh, I don't even know. It's been a while, hasn't it? That's something to ask Google. Let me find out. Uh, 1993, so 31 years ago. Cool. Good to know. Oh, wow. Oilers are trying to hang on, eh? Florida leads 3-0 because that's how Florida does things. I don't know why Florida is such an unstoppable team. But they are. And maybe it'll go to Game 5? Maybe? I mean, 5-1 in the second. That's pretty decent. I need a color. So I did pinky, bluey, tealy, purpley over on this side. I want to do something warm on this side, but I'm not sure what color. I find doing cooler colors so much easier. But the thing is, this is already a warm car. So let me do like a green. Let me do a green. The thing about it is, Canada is king of ice hockey. However, none of the players are Canadians anymore. Just because it's a Canadian team doesn't mean it's Canadian. Everybody's all over the map these days. You'd be lucky if there's one Canadian on a Canadian team. paint is going on strange. I'm going to have to do a couple coats of this. But that's alright. We can do it. We can do it. Sky Blue, he says. I'm doing green. It's already done. Sorry, bud. But hey, listen, if you bid on the car right now, I'll change it. I'll do Sky Blue if there's a bid that comes in with your name on it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Just bid on the car, you guys. You know you want to. You know you want to. So we've got, if you're just joining us, this is all part and parcel of a 24-hour live stream that's going on Model Train People on YouTube. If you're watching on my channel, that's why I'm talking to two different chats at the same time, because I'm being rebroadcasted to the YouTube channel Model Train People. Model Train People is a group that was started on Discord of model railroaders under the age of 40. Yes, there are a few of us. We are right now rallying together to raise money for a little girl named Novalia Skye. She is a little baby girl who was recently orphaned. One of the members of Model Train People, N-Scale Train Boy, if you've ever heard of him. He does fantastic weathering work on YouTube. But his cousin was tragically murdered a few months back, and that left his daughter, left her daughter orphaned. So we are raising money to start a college fund for her to gain some interest so that when she is of age, it will be a lot more money than what we started with. So our goal is $1,000. Right now we are at about $600, and the live stream is going until 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So we're doing all right. We're a little past halfway on our goal. And that would be awesome if we could hit our goal of 1,000 before the stream ends. The GoFundMe is going to be live for another week after the stream is over, just so that we can try and hit our goal and hopefully exceed our goal. But this car, I'm going to be auctioning off tonight. The auction is live right now, and 100% of the proceeds are going to go into the GoFundMe page. Now, that being said, if it does not, for whatever crazy reason, because I don't know why you guys are not bidding on it right now, for whatever crazy reason, it does not sell tonight, I will just post it on my Etsy store for a reasonable price. And when it sells, I will donate the money, including the fees. I know Etsy takes fees, but I will match those fees to make sure that 100% of the proceeds go directly back into the GoFundMe page. How many cars am I auctioning off? I'm just auctioning off the one. But I did say in a video that I was when I was promoting this event, I was saying that from now until the 16th, which is tomorrow, I'll be donating 10% of any sales on my Etsy store. So a couple people took advantage of that and bought some things. And so I'm going to be, when the funds come in from Etsy, I'll be putting those towards the GoFundMe as well. But to answer your question, I'm just auctioning off the one car. This is actually a car that I was planning on giving away. But essentially, like, I mean, I'm not really giving it away per se, but I'm using it as an incentive to encourage people to donate to the cause. So yes, I did say I'm giving it away, and now I'm trying to sell it, but it's not like I'm trying to sell it for my own personal gain. I'm trying to sell it for a cause that I very strongly stand behind, which is this GoFundMe page. As someone who has 3 young kids, 2 of which are little girls, I cannot imagine what it would be like for them to lose their parents. It's truly an incredibly sad thing. But it's amazing to see the model railroad community come together like this and just do good. I mean, it's one thing to sit around and talk about, oh, I don't like the SD40 narrow cab. I prefer the GP9. Like, okay, cool. It's a valid statement. But are you doing any good? And I hate to, like, I don't normally get real like this on my lives. I normally, like, it's fun to just joke around and have a good time, but we got to give back as a community. And if it means, oh, I'm not gonna buy coffee on my way to work, I'm gonna make it at home for a couple days because I donated money instead of, you know, spending it on myself. Then do that. Or you know, people have spent money on dumber things. Let's just put it that way. And I get it. I get it that money's tight. This economy is ridiculous. Just the other day, I had to sell my kidney. My left one. I sold my right one a couple weeks ago. But I had to sell my last kidney just to get gas, you know? So I get that money's tight. And I get that you might not have it. But I think Dennis, who's organizing this GoFundMe, because it's his cousin, he said it best. He said it best because he said it and I don't remember it. But we're not expecting you to give anything, but any amount is appreciated. You could literally give $5 and it would help, because if everybody who watched this stream so far today gave $5, we'd be so much farther ahead. And I'm not trying to, like, I don't want this to sound like one of those 2 a.m. shopping channel infomercials that's like 17 hours long, the Dr. Ho commercials that just keeps reiterating the same point. But yeah, just do it. Whatever you can. Whatever you can. Whatever you can. $5, $10. Some people are better off. Some people could give 1,000 if they wanted to, you know? Just do what you can. Russ says that some people think that trains are dumb. Well, you know what you got to tell them? They make it like that. People don't know. People don't know. I had someone come, someone happened to see my layout, my old layout at our old house. And my son was like, you gotta see, we've got trains, come and see our trains. And she thought that, you know, maybe he had like a little wooden train set or like a Thomas or Little Tykes or whatever train set. And she's like, all right, whatever, I'll go see the trains. But she was blown away. could not believe what she saw. She's like, I did not know that trains could get this extensive. Like, this is unreal. And yet, somehow it's real. Like, it's just really cool. And, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I started a channel, is to bring model trains to light. Because people don't know. People see shows like The Big Bang Theory, where Sheldon's walking around in his little conductor hat and a little wooden whistle going choo-choo and playing with trains on his living room floor, and everybody thinks he's such a dork. But the art behind it all, the art in the scenery, like, I was watching Eddie this morning. I was watching Eddie this morning, and he was... People were saying, like, okay, Bob Ross, because he was doing scenery, and it was just... it was looking cool, you know? And it's an art form. It really is. And I feel like people don't know what they're missing. Right? I mean, this is such a cool hobby. It's such a diverse hobby. You could be into it for the scenery. You could be into it for the electronics. You could be into it for the carpentry, like the bench work and stuff like that. Maybe all you care about is counting the rivets on the new Scale Trains rivet counter. Maybe all you care about is the camaraderie. Like hanging out with guys in a church basement, watching trains go around and around at a flea market or something, you know? Maybe like, for example, Lily earlier today was live doing a railroad simulator. Maybe you're into it for that. That's cool, whatever. But the bottom line is, it doesn't matter what you do in the hobby. People can come together like this and rally together to raise money for a little infant girl who lost her parents, and just give her a future, you know? And I think that's really cool. So people could say trains are dumb, but you know what? They're dumb for thinking that. Extensive, expensive. Yeah. Yeah, it can get expensive. It can get expensive, for sure. You gotta shop the sales. But, Eddie says that Mary wants the car. Alright, Mary. Alright, Mary. Place your bids, Mary. Also, Oilers are up 6-1, by the way. Go Canada. Oh, we got one bid. We got one bid. Very nice. Alright, so the bidding has started. We're at $100 US. If you want to bid, the bidding goes up in increments of $5 minimum. So if you really want, you could bid $105, or you could bid $7,418.36. It's totally up to you. Oh, my stream decided to stop streaming on my TV. You know what, though? I'm just gonna turn it off. Can I turn it off? There we go. Because I don't need that on there. I'm watching it here. Greatest hobby for a reason. Yes, you are correct, Matt. It truly is the greatest hobby. go. That's more like it. That's more like it. I wonder how Denny's Denny. I wonder how Dennis is his name. Sorry, I had Denny on my mind. N-scale dystopia. Him and I are broskies. I wonder how Dennis is enjoying his nap over there. And if he's gonna wake up on time. I mean, he's probably pretty much closing it off, eh? He's gotta go live until 8 a.m. So he better sleep while Eddie and I are live tonight. Eddie's gonna go live after me, and he should just keep sleeping. And then, is anyone after him? I haven't really even looked at the schedule all that much. What we need is someone overseas to take over for a shift. Because their time change will be a little bit different. Or someone on the West Coast. Alright. This is not what I had in mind, to be honest, but this is how I operate. This is how I do graffiti. It just kind of happens. Why not? It looks kind of cool. It looks almost like a storybook illustration, the way that it's shaded. It's hard to tell on camera, but we'll go with that. Let's let it dry. And let's check our bidding. Where are we at now? Where are we at? Oh, still at 100. We're still at 100, people. It's not too late. The auction closes. The auction closes at 11:45 Eastern. Officially. So let's see. We got an hour and 40 minutes left for the auction. And I've got to wrap this guy up in the next 55 minutes. So we'll be on to weathering soon. I might actually airbrush weather this because it'll be quicker. And not any less good, in case you guys are wondering. Eddie, if he wants, I don't know, you might talk to him more than me, but if he wants, he could probably just play one of the earlier live streams and then rebroadcast that live again. The way that he's been broadcasting the lives now, he could just replay one of the other ones if it's long enough and just put it up live. That way he keeps his 24 hours like he promised. And also, it's something that's still promoting the stream as well, right? Because every so often he's mentioning it. He's got the QR code up already and all of that fun stuff. Just a thought. Just a thought. That way he doesn't necessarily have to go live and sit there all night falling asleep. Man, I wish I had my calligraphy pen. Oh, dude, if it didn't turn into a puddle of goo, we'd be laughing. I'm gonna try using a toothpick. I wonder if I have a pin. Or like a... No. Hold on. Hold the phone. Oh, that's where I put them. Oh, also, if you guys are wondering... I was talking earlier about how I used to do pencil art. And I was cleaning up in the garage the other day and I found some old drawings. So I thought I would share just for fun. Let that dry for a second. So I found these the other day. That's just pencil. And then these guys. I don't know if you've ever heard of these guys before. But yeah, pencil art. Haven't done that in ages. Let's get back into this. No, not gonna work. Okay, so that doesn't work. Sorry guys, because I'm down a calligraphy pen, I'm trying to find an ultra-fine Sharpie that has life in it. This was not my plan for today. Let's all have a moment to remind ourselves not to leave your ultra-fine, or not to leave your calligraphy pen in acetone. It's just a puddle of goo. It's a big old puddle of goo. Those are all dead. Dead. This one's got a bit of life in it. Alright. Still not 100% dry, but I'm pushing through. With ultrafine Sharpie, it has to be bone dry in order to do this over acrylic paint. But the result is the same regardless. It's still gonna look good. It's just I'm gonna kill more markers doing it this way. But oh well. Just means I gotta hit a Michaels. Get a new calligraphy pen. Oops. You guys still with me? We got 6 people on Model Train People, and we got 14 people on They Make It Like That. That's alright. That's alright. And we are still sitting at $100 for this car. Bidding goes up by 5. So if you want this car, and you want to give back to the community, donate to the GoFundMe page, you can bid on this car. Right now, it's at $100. So if you want to own this car, 100% of the proceeds are going to the GoFundMe. That'll be $105. Of course. I'm not sure who bid on the car, but you're probably sitting at home going, don't promote it. Don't promote the auction. I want the car. I want the car. you're too kind, Russ. You're too kind. Cut it out. My puppy thought I was talking to him. He's like, what'd I do? I said, cut it out. He's like, what? He came over. Did I hear that right, Eddie? You have 2 dogs? Or do you have 17 dogs and you only talked about 2? Is he at my feet? He was at my feet. He went back over to lay down at the door when he realized I wasn't actually talking about him. Yeah. Yo, Fluff Dog. Let's do this. When I get a little more organized in my shop, I want to have a dedicated Eli cam. Yo, Fluff Dog, come here. There he is. Come here. There we go. Hello. Come on. Say hi to the camera. Hi. Eli got skunked the other day. That was unfun. It was unfun. But at least now he had a bath. Right? Now you smell like shampoo. Or at least you did for a minute. Now you smell like dog breath. Good boy. Alright. Good boy. Down. This concludes the Fluff Dog segment of the stream. 2 dogs, a cat. And the Shih Tzu is more cat than dog. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds like a Shih Tzu. In the words of Ron Swanson, if a dog is less than 50 pounds, it's a cat, and cats are useless. No offense to anyone with a cat. I just thought it was a funny line. And I agree about the 50-pound part. I've never had. Eli is the smallest dog I've ever had. That's saying something. No, I didn't use the tomato juice, actually. Hydrogen peroxide and baking soda. That's how it's done. It works way better than tomato juice, and it doesn't turn your dog pink. It was actually kind of funny, though, walking into Shoppers Drug Mart. And because you've, like, checked to see if the dog stinks, you then also smell like skunk. And so you go walking into Shoppers Drug Mart. which is our like local pharmacy. I realize that I'm talking to also Americans. What do you guys have there? CVS? It's just a drugstore chain. Walked in smelling like skunk and was looking for the hydrogen peroxide, and the guy was just like, yeah, I know what happened. He's like, my condolences, dude. There we go. That's looking like graffiti, I think. Where we at? Where we at with the auction, people? Where we at? Still got one bid. We got an hour and 20 minutes left in the auction. And we're still sitting at one bid of $100,000. $100,000. And this could be yours. Quite literally. I'm pretty sure if you bid $100,000 on this, no one else would outbid you. And that would be pretty remarkable. Not gonna lie. I would probably remark about it. Can you imagine? Dennis wakes up from his nap and we've raised $100,600. Moved out of your house last year and German Shepherd got skunked right in the face. Yeah. It's rough, man. It's definitely rough. That's about the 4th time he's been skunked in 7 years. Once was when I was away on vacation and my buddy was checking up on him and was walking him and stuff, and he got skunked, and he's like, bro, I did not plan on having to bathe your dog. I'm like, well, thank you for doing that and not just leaving him at our house skunked waiting for me to get home. $100K would pay for 1 year of college. Yeah, but you got to think too, it's gonna sit gaining interest for about 18 years. So that's something. That's something. That's why 1,000 is a pretty modest goal, but I think it would really do a lot for this little girl. I'm all for it. No, my dog, whenever he sees a skunk, he just wants to play. Because he wants to play with everyone. Except, I will say, he was very smart the other night. We had a coyote outside of our house, just walking down the street. And at first, my dog's tail starts going, and then he's like, oh, hang on. Never mind. As you were. Carry on, sir. You could just see the respect that he had for him. It was so funny. He's just like, oh, pardon me, sir. Carry on. Enjoy your nightly stroll. What's a color that would just like kick you in the face? I need a kick you in the face color. I'll just use this one. All right. Too much air. We're at 10:30. Eddie, if you're watching, Eddie, I might be a couple minutes over 11 just finishing up this car. Alright, Mark, I didn't even know you were in there, man. Good to see you. Thanks for popping by. Thanks for showing support to the cause. Tags. Am I ambitious tonight or what? Let's do purple. There we go. A couple of, it's hard to see that brighter one on camera, but a couple of tags. Nice little throw up MTP on that side. ModelTrainPeople. ModelTrainPeople. Alright, Eddie says he's cleaning the living room, so that's alright. Let's weather this thing. Like I said, I'm just gonna do... Dennis, keep napping, man. Alright. Thanks, man. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna do some airbrush weathering. Because why not? Please hold. Your call is important to us. Oh, no, I'm not going to use that. Yes, I am. So this was a super sad day, but I think I still have some in here. What's the best paint marker in my opinion? It's hard to say because I haven't used any of them. I haven't used all of them, I mean. I've heard great things about Posca, but Posca is expensive. I just use the cheapy ones, and they get the job done. But they don't... They have names, but they're just like, you know, Amazon. You know how Amazon is? It's just like the most random made-up names, and you're like, okay, cool. That's what it's called. I plan on actually getting my hands on some some Posca markers because I've heard great things about them. But we'll see. A set of like all the different colors is like $60, which is hilarious because like I could buy the same amount of markers in a cheaper brand for $20. I mean, it's not astronomically expensive. It's just not what I feel like spending on the average day, you know? What's something I can test this paint on? I need like a piece of cardboard or something. Hang on a second. All these spur of the moment decisions. Target sells them slightly cheaper. Yeah, but the problem with that, Dan, is that I would then have to factor in the trip to the States. Okay, so this ink, this is coming out, but it's not, it doesn't really have a lot of pigment left in it. We'll make it work. If it doesn't work, we wipe it off. Alright, Randy. Cheers, man. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for showing support. Yeah, Target was a total flop in Canada. This ink doesn't have a lot of life left in it. This is the one that I spilled. I'm not sold. Yeah, no Target in Canada, Russ. It's all gone. We had Target, but it's all gone. I haven't checked Michael's for Posca markers. They have their own brand. Like these Pueblo markers are from Michael's. They're pretty good, but they don't have the thinnest tip. Like this is a 1.2 millimeter tip. It's huge. This is a 0.7, which is still huge. This one here. Sorry, I didn't realize it was off camera. Yeah, I don't know. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try them out. I'm gonna try them out. We'll see. Here. There we go. And then let's do this. Zoom out a bit. Sorry, I'm just cleaning out my white because it was failing. They make it like that branded airbrush cleaner and paint thinner all in one. Stuff works mint. I love it. I wouldn't get any other brand of airbrush thinner. just realized I lost my stream for Model Train People. There we go. Not a ton of activity over there. You guys are just mesmerized. Yeah, so that's about the same price as Amazon. $60. Because I'd want to get all the colors, right? Is that it? When you only have like 3 or 4 colors, you find yourself whatchamacallit, with a bit of writer's block when it comes to graffiti, because you're stuck with just a couple of colors. Let's get rid of that white. Come on, there we go. That's more like it. Okay, now we're gonna airbrush, okay? Holy. Dan says $600 already raised. Yeah, man. 600 until you put your little contribution in there, right? Dennis, I've been a little bit more pointed with getting people to raise money. I hope you don't mind. You're like, yeah, you know, whatever you can do, and I'm just like, yeah, no, send it. I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. Keep letting this thing time out. There we go. No, but for real though, it is a really cool thing that's going on here, and I'm just glad to be a part of it, honestly. Just happy to be here, you know? I could be doing stuff inside. I could be doing the dishes, watching the game, but instead, I'm making someone's life a little better, you know? That's what it's all about. And I think that the railroad community needs to do more of this stuff. Oh, there we go. Nothing happened. It's fine. Thank you, Russ. I appreciate that, man. Honestly, anybody who's doing this has a big heart. You know, the Model Train People Discord is a pretty cool little place to be. I try to spend a bit of time on it, but there's a lot going on. And life is busy, so I don't always end up on there to, like, you know, get to know people and stuff. But this has been a really great way to really bring the community together. And Eddie is going to be going live after me. Eddie is the founding member of the Model Train People group. And I think it's pretty cool to just, you know, to bring like-minded people together, especially like the younger generation of model railroading. Where's my color? Is that it there? Yeah. Dennis, we've been saying for a minute that we need to do a stream together sometime. Maybe one day when I'm doing a Thursday, you should jump on. We just got to figure out the logistics, because I don't have, like, StreamYard and all that stuff. But I think that would be really cool. I know people normally take the trucks off, but I'm not doing that. They're there. It'll be alright. Is it a... Sorry. YouTube channel or just Discord? No, it's a YouTube channel as well, man. That's where the 24-hour stream has been going on. Is on the YouTube channel. Just type in @ModelTrainPeople, all one word, and you'll find it. But yeah, it's also on Discord. It's primarily Discord, but then I don't know. Eddie, are you planning on posting more stuff on the Model Train People YouTube channel? I mean, you have my consent to post some content of myself. I don't know if anybody else would be on board of that sort of thing. Dennis says we have to figure that out. Yes, sir. Because the thing is, we both do very similar stuff, but we just have totally different styles. Like, you spend so much more time on the weathering. And then I have a lot to learn from you, too, because, like, the weathering that you do is remarkable, and I would love to learn some of your techniques. But because I spend so much time on the graffiti, I kind of just do quick and easy methods when it comes to weathering. I mean, it's effective, don't get me wrong. Like, this, I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Who wants to bid on this? Who wants to bid? You guys could bid on this. Look at that. Look at that. Still sitting at $100. It could be yours for $5 extra, you know? But, yeah. The quick and easy weathering, really. That's just one pass of a rusty color with the airbrush. And then I'm going to do... I should wear gloves, actually. I'm going to do another pass of a lighter rust. And then I'm going to do a grime across the bottom. And that's it. 3 colors with the airbrush. If I had white, I would have done a fade first. but that's my airbrush method anyway. I also do it with powders as well and chalks and stuff like that. But it's still the same kind of deal. I do a fade, I do a light rust, a dark rust, and a grime, and a partridge in a pear tree. And then you've got a car that looks like junk. But let me just, let me just get in there and quickly just fire in some. The only thing about doing hoppers is the ends, man. That's why I like airbrushing hoppers. Because it's a little easier to get the rust into the crevices on the ends. And I'm doing a terrible job of showing it to you, but just hold on to your belly buttons for a second. Just get that all. Let's get into all the innards. What's your preferred airbrush paint? Dollarama craft paint. Honestly, I just thin craft paint. That's all I do. Right now, though, I'm using ink. I'm using calligraphy ink because it's already thin, and it's already colors that I would use. So this was a burnt umber. I'm going to go over it now with yellow ochre for the ochre, yellow ochre for the light rust, and then I'll just use black for the grime. If I had a medium gray, I prefer medium gray for grime because grime is not typically like a true black, but if I go light enough with it, it's pretty good. Yeah, no, you're right, Dennis. That's pretty much my style with the weathering. The only thing that I would really, like, from time to time, I wish that I would do, and I just need to get the material to do it, is to get some oil paints and do, like, scratches. So that you can get, like, chips and stuff on the side of the car. Dan says, I keep working on getting craft paint thinned right for my airbrush. Getting better, but it's not easy to get the right mix. But what are you using to thin it? Because I highly recommend my... Let me go full screen for a second so you guys can see. I highly recommend my They Make It Like That branded airbrush thinner. You can get it anywhere where tap water is sold. And stick it in a bottle with a They Make It Like That sticker and you're good to go. There we go, a little thinner. Heard and experienced that your mix is about right if you put 2 toothpicks into your paint and then you pull them apart. Yeah, milk-like is what people typically want to say. Oh, and by the way, congratulations, Edmonton Oilers, for an 8-1 win. 8-1. That's how you do it. Were the Panthers just sleeping or what? That's funny. But yeah, distilled water works too. I mean, it's water, right? Distilled water is actually probably better. And I've used distilled water quite a bit. And if you don't have distilled water and you want distilled water, you can just boil water a couple times to get the minerals out. But yeah, the distilled water is good because it doesn't have the minerals that tap water has. But I'm not too concerned. I mean, I'm on city water. If I was in the country on a well or something, I would, yeah, probably say get some you know, some distilled water. But it is what it is. Just do a little thinner pass of the light rust. And the graffiti's looking too nice, so I don't want to go too heavy over the graffiti area. But I will blend it in a little bit. Some people ask why I don't do graffiti after I weather. And honestly, I like blending it together like this. You can do it ahead of time, and sometimes I do, but primarily I like to do it after the fact. John says, how do you decide what is the consistency of milk? Well, get yourself some milk and put 2 toothpicks in it. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I've just been like, I paint a lot at work, not with airbrushes mostly. Like, I mostly use actual like full size paint guns. But it's a pretty similar consistency. It's a little thinner for airbrushes, but you just get used to the consistency of what's going to flow through the gun, and if it's too thick, well then you thin it down, and if it's too thin, well then it's not going to work. So you just have to do a bit of trial and error, and then once you do get it and it's actually working for you, you just take note of what you did and you replicate that the next time around. The thing is, you can't just say, oh, 2 drops of water to half a drop of paint, because it's going to change. Like, paint is never the exact same consistency. That's why, like, at work I thin paints for the paint guns, and they give you an exact ratio, and it's like, okay, the ratio is cool, but is it actually helping me? Or is it just... Because if I follow the ratio blindly, I could end up with terrible paint. I would say if it sputters, it's too thick. Or it could either be that it's too thick or that you don't have enough air pressure. But if you're at a decent air pressure and it's sputtering, then yeah, I would say it's probably a bit too thick. If it's really thin, it's going to come out like water, and it's just going to bead on the car or whatever you're painting, and it's not going to stick well. But yeah, sputtering is either not enough air, or maybe your needle could be bent, or it could be clogged, or there's a couple different reasons for sputtering. Okay, so that's that. Let me get my airbrush thinner. They Make It Like That branded airbrush thinner. You guys have got to get some, you know? Look at it. Just look at it. Got to get some. I thought it would have been... I thought about, as a joke, putting it on my Etsy store, the airbrush thinner. It's like, how do you sell water over Etsy? literally be selling, because this is an Evian water bottle. I like it because it has the little top, the top that's like, you know, so you can just get a dollop of water out. And also because it's red, so it matches, it looks like it belongs, you know? It's red, sticker's red, it just works. But, yeah, no, I thought about, you know, just getting an Evian bottle, with a sticker on it and selling it empty and be like, add your own water. Just ultimate trolling. Alright, black. And then we're gonna be done. Sorry, Eddie, I'm going over my time slot. I want to finish this. I just have to do the grime. And then, you know, the auction ends at 11:45, but, I mean, we pretty much just call it. We still got just the one bid, $100. Not bad at all. Should have made my opening bid 200. No, honestly, I was a little bit concerned that it wasn't going to sell. Like, what if someone doesn't bid on it? But I'm glad. I'm wondering if someone's going to swoop in at 11:45. Like 105. That'd be rude, but, I mean, whatever. You do you. I'm not here trying to give you ideas. Just trying to raise money, you know? Alright, there's our black. There's our black. Okay, so here, let me just show you, since you're asking, and I would like this to dry a little bit before I do the grime. But let me just grab a bit of paper, and I'll just show you. So this is the ink that I use. And it is basically as thin as I want it already. It might even be a little bit too thin, I don't know. But it comes out pretty good. I don't know how well you can see on camera. But as I'm just doing full air, because it's a dual action airbrush. And then as I bring it in, I'm just getting just a little bit. If I go too much, then it starts to pool. Which, I mean, obviously means I have too much paint. But, no, this is actually quite good. I would be happy painting something with this. You just want to be, like, because you're just feathering on the paint, right? You just want to be able to control how nice and even you go. And you're looking for the shine. Like, you want to paint in a well-lit area because you want to see the shine. The shine tells you that you have a nice wet coat, and you want that shine borderline when it starts to pool, because pooling is too much and you're going to get a run. But if it's shiny, it means you've got a wet coat. It sounds dumb to say wet coat versus dry coat, but a wet coat is going to be an even amount of paint. And then you just have to let it dry. But yeah, that's a black square. Hope you like it. That's also going to be for sale on Etsy for $17. And all the proceeds are going to go towards the GoFundMe. No, I'm actually kidding. I'm not going to do that. Unless you want it. You guys want that? I'm just trying to raise money, you know. That's all I'm trying to do. But let's just ever so slightly fade in a little bit of grime along the bottom. Just a little bit. I don't even know if you guys can see that. Just a bit. And I want it to come up a little bit on the sides by the trucks, because that's how it works. Let's brighten that a little bit so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So you see that. Let's do this side a little bit more. So I'm going along the bottom, just ever so slightly fading it in. Like I'm barely putting any paint on. I'm just going along the bottom back and forth. And then as I come to the end where the trucks are, I go a little bit higher, because the trucks typically kick up a little bit more of the grit and the grime than in the middle of the car. So I don't want to exaggerate the U shape, but I want it to be a little bit of like a smile like this. Oh, you can't even see that. There, let me... You want it to be kind of like a smile like that, but obviously not so exaggerated that you're like, hey, that's got a U shape of grime on it. Get it from the top angle as well, because there's a bit of a shelf there. There we go. Hard to see the thin layers of paint on the video, but when you layer it a bit, it comes through. Yeah, man, for sure. And then, like here, look at the grime here. Look at the grime here, and then look when I flip the car over. You see the difference, right? So you've got this side, and you've got this side. It's a big, it makes a big difference, for sure. But let me just do this side here, and then we're pretty much done. Yes. Okay, so that is Nova for little baby Novalia. Sorry. There you have it. You want it to come up by the trucks because they make it like that. This guy gets me. This guy gets me. I like it. You are correct, sir. I just realized I still had my headphone in. Alright. So that's that. Where are we at on the auction? Let's see here. Still sitting at one bid. 32 minutes left. That's alright. And then, let me check the GoFundMe. What are we doing on our goal for the GoFundMe? Sitting pretty? I just realized I hadn't been paying attention to that chat. Yeah, we're still at 600. That's awesome. Matt says, looks great. Thanks, Matt. Joey says, looks really awesome. Thanks, Joey. I'm really happy you guys are doing this. Listen, man. If we're not doing this, we're just doing it for ourselves, and it's better to do it for other people, you know? Eddie, just so you know, I'm back from my nap, so whenever Tim's done and ready to swap with you, I'm here to facilitate the swap and then go to bed, is what he meant to say. But, he didn't add that part. Okay. So, yeah. This is a gorgeous job, he says. Thanks, man. Whoever winds up with this car is going to be lucky. You know, honestly, I agree. I agree. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I like it. I really do. I really do. So we got, okay, let me just give you a once-over of what I've done on this car. On this side, it says Nova, which obviously is short for Novalia. Don't need to go into reasons why I chose that. We got a TMILT tag. They make it like that. It's hard to see, but it's there. It shows up a lot better in person. But if I go like this, let me try and brighten it a little bit more. Can you see it there? All right, so we got, so they make it like that tag right here, because I do that. And then over here, whoops, sorry for the shakiness. Let me actually make sure we're in focus. I don't think we are. There we go. We got ModelTrainPeople tag. That's looking dope. ModelTrainPeople. And then on the other side, we have Skye, which I assume that's her last name or her middle name. But anyway, it's her name. So we got Nova and we got Skye. Covered our bases there. And again, another TMILT tag. It's hard to see because they make it like that. And then we did a quick little throw up of MTP, ModelTrainPeople, over here. And then a couple other tags, ModelTrainPeople, TMILT. You know, just, it's got to be branded for what it is. You know, this is a car that's a fundraiser. So we branded it as such. Middle name, I thought so. I thought so. But yeah, man, Nova Skye. Novalia Skye. One of my favorite cars is a Chevy Nova, so I was super excited to do Nova. I played in a band once, and we did a photo shoot in a junkyard, and they had a Nova rally. I can't remember the year of it. It had to have been like a early 70s Nova rally. And it was the coolest car. And I wish, because I actually wanted to go back and shoot a music video there with it. But when I called the scrapyard, they're like, yeah, no, we scrapped that, like, basically the day after you guys were in there. Like, that car's a pancake now. And it made me sad. But I've always had a soft spot for Novas. But, yeah. Anyway, that's about the size of it. The auction is still up until 11:45. Right now, we're still sitting at our bid of $100, which, I mean, that's cool. We're gonna drop as soon as that payment goes through. Then we'll put the money into the GoFundMe, and then of course, like I said in my video advertising for this, if you buy anything off my Etsy store, I'm gonna donate 10% of that towards the GoFundMe as well. So there will be there's been a couple orders this week, so when they pay out, it usually pays out on Tuesdays. So when that pays out, then I'll put that into the GoFundMe as well. So we're doing all right. We're doing all right. I think we're still at 600. We got 400 to go, people. $400 to go. Yeah, we got $600 raised. We got $400 left. We can do this. Let's just prove that model railroading is the best hobby. Point blank, period. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for doing this. Give it up for N-Scale Train Boy for all his hard work today, organizing this thing, facilitating this thing, and actually, no, I need to clean out my airbrush, but I'll do that off camera. But yeah, thank you so much, N-Scale Train Boy, and then of course Eddie, our fearless leader of the ModelTrainPeople Discord and YouTube channel. Give it up for him. Both of these guys, if you haven't subscribed, do that. Yeah. And then obviously subscribe to ModelTrainPeople. And look out for more stuff coming soon on that platform as well. Because we got over 100 people on Discord. For the ModelTrainPeople Discord. So there's plenty of people to make content for that channel. So hopefully we can see this thing really start to take off. And really bring model railroading to a younger generation, and then do stuff like this. Like, I mean, I'm just speaking for myself, but I would do this again for someone else, you know? Somebody else in need? Let's do that. Because we just hang out like we normally do and raise $600 for someone. Why not? I mean, obviously we're trying to raise more than 600, but you know what I'm saying? Let's just be great. Let's just make model trains great. Let's make model trains great again. Sorry. I had to. It was right there. All right. Anyway, yeah, man. Let's sign it off. I'm gonna jump off now, and then obviously it's gonna take a second for Eddie to jump in, and if you're watching on the Model Train People channel, then just hang out. Eddie's got some cool stuff lined up. He's working on a T-Track module, and I'm excited to see how he's doing. And then if you're watching on my channel, They Make It Like That, then go over to Model Train People. Just go there. Just go there now. And if you're watching on the Model Train People, sorry, I'm stalling. If you're watching on Model Train People, then go ahead and subscribe to They Make It Like That. Just saying. I post daily shorts about Oceanwide Plaza, and I got more graffiti content coming your way. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you once again, and remember, they make it like that.